in an ideal moment when there is a homeostasis, we are well grounded, we are connected to the higher realms. We're taking energy in through our chakras, and all our chakras are taking that energy in from front and back aspects. We are all in balance with our reason, emotion, and our will. And there is disease, and when there's a health challenge, it means that the body is not functioning in cohesion.
Every cell is connected to the different levels, and every cell there is a line of light in the first level. Every cell have a line of light in the third level. Every cell have a line of light in the seventh level, but they are different quality, different vibration, and they all make a beautiful structure for the physical to manifest in the way that it needs to be.
We live in a world where we have all these natural resources that our body is dependent on to live: air, water, food. And the energy field is the invisible, but perhaps one of the most important things. To have a clean energy field feels something that can affect your health fundamentally.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So today we are talking about energy, which is the essence of everything that we do. And so for the month of March, we're working with a theme of energy and everything that it is, different aspects of it. All our healings, of course, are based in energy, and how we're going to talk a little bit today about how it really works, how working with the energy field and working with energy transforms. Everything in the universe is vibration and energy, or energy is vibration. So it's the essence of everything. And I guess there are probably millions of ways one can work with energy, but in the specific way universal healing works with it, it's through the human energy field. And let's start with the two people who have both at least 7 years of training, Manel and Titta, and we're going to get them to share some of their wisdom on energy today.
First, really what comes to my mind is that, it is the setting of the intention. The intention and the positive intention to be working with the energy is like the most important setting for me. You can do anything as long as you set your intention to do a healing, take out clouds from an energy field, whatever it is. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind. And
intention of being here to do this work, we become more aware of how the energy works, and we can work with it in us and in others to help them to be healthier, or to be or get the results that they are looking for. Hopefully, and this we do because we have follow our guidance, that it's also part of the energy, that it's everywhere, that it's guiding all us in a space of balance and inviting us to follow our longings. It's that invitation, it's always there for all of us. And some people will have the invitation to become an architect, and they will create beautiful buildings. And some other people will receive the invitation to be a mother and have, or a father and have a family and have a job that is fulfilling in a way, but is not the main thing of their lives. And we as healers, we have that invitation, and we all are here. You, Titta, I know that you are a mother, I'm a father too, but there is at some point this invitation came to our life, and we became healers, and is what we do.
But let's talk about something specific. So when you are working with energy, and what are the results that people can expect? And let's use something specific. Next week we're doing the healing of the respiratory system. How will you work on that system, and what can people expect from that energy healing of that?
When we have a problem with the respiratory system, it's there is a why, so there is a cause. And usually when we when we start doing the healing, every time that we do a healing that in universal healing, that it's very specific. For like today, we did the liver, so the energy was focused on the liver. And next week it's going to be Sunday it's going to be the chakras, and Wednesday it's going to be the respiratory system. We're going to, usually when we set the intention to do the healing, right away we can feel the resistance, that there is a resistance. Why do we have a resistance to breathe better with the respiratory system? And usually we find these fears and all these conflicts that, like you were saying, Titta, that is taking us out of unity or oneness with life. That we have this, something has happened, that there is a fear, there is that becomes a resistance to breathe better. So what do? We go to this resistance, or to this organ, or to this system in the body, and work with it in many different levels. There are the structure levels that are following and holding the physical reality of this organ. And so we work with that usually there is some disturbance, something is broken or something. So we work with that, with the lines of light, making in different levels, different types of lines of light, making that structure back to the real healthy way that it works well, that holds the health of the organ and the function. And then with the other levels of the field, we work with taking out the fears, removing the fears, clearing these whys that usually they are emotionals and emotions that are not being processed. So they are stuck there, fears that they are stuck, and so on. And we also bring the higher levels of the field, bringing this divine energy that also bring a lot of alignment for that organ, to be present, working well in this lifetime. So this is what we do, and more things.
Why is it that we came here? Why is it that we manifested this world that we have manifested for our own individual lives? What is it that we have also manifested into our life? Have we manifested some challenges, some health issues? What is it that, why are they there? Why is it there this, let's say that I would have a problem with my lungs. Well, hopefully you will come then, to our healing next week. But what is it? What is the purpose of that challenge, that health issue to have in my life? Is it to go deeper into the root cause of that, understanding that why is it there?
So can I ask then, when you're talking about these lines of light and the structured levels of the field, they are physically working with that organ?
Every cell is connected to the different levels, and every cell there is a line of light in the first level. Every cell have a line of light in the third level. Every cell have a line of light in the seventh level, but they are different quality, different vibration, and they all make a beautiful structure for the physical to manifest in the way that it needs to be.
So when you work with these lines of light in the lungs, let's say, it brings the energy into every cell and every aspect of the lungs to give it the best possibility for healing. That's what I keep saying.
Absolutely. With every single level, like, we work with 7 levels.
Yes.
With all the different aspects related to those levels.
If we have beliefs or unhealthy patterns that are in our system, how do you work with those that then affect the lungs?
In different levels, like in different emotions, there are different type of emotions as well, and some of them we just can remove them, or remove meaning that they show like clouds of energy, or even forms of energy that are stuck there and that are not allowing really the aliveness of that organ to flow and to be vibrant. And so we can take that out of the organ, and then the organ and then we fill it up with healthy energy, with energy that brings the life and the divine will of that organ. Okay, the divine will means what that organ is designed for. So it brings health back into that organ doing that. Because usually is what happens. We have a traumatic event or something that creates that emotion. It gets stuck there if it's not processed. And then what we do, we remove or we dissolve that form that it's obstructing the natural flow of energy for that organ. It's what we do, yes.
This in a very kind of like schematic way, you know, when in an ideal moment when there is a homeostasis, we are well grounded, we are connected to the higher realms. We're taking energy in through our chakras, and all our chakras are taking that energy in from front and back aspects. We are all in balance with our reason, emotion, and our will. When we are starting to not use one chakra, taking the energy in, or when there is some unconscious thought patterns or emotions, like what Manel was just explaining, the whole bodily system, the whole homeostasis, the balance starts getting tilted into one direction or another one. And that can happen on so many different levels. And that's really when we as healers, you know, come in order to help the people to understand where they are not respecting themselves or honoring or being in line with the truth, when they are not deeply grounded into their, what we would call the hara line, which means that they're really doing in their lives that purposeful existence that they really came here to do.
Let's use an example of how you'd work in universal healing, in our remote energy healings. I've had a friend who had lung cancer. She was a healthy woman in her 40s, ate healthily, exercised, lived in the most healthy place. Of course, she's having chemotherapy, immune therapy, all these things. But how can longer term working with the energy field, working with the different organs, how could that support someone who has a real specific illness to bring themselves back to health, or to support them back to health?
Look, in universal healing, it's interesting because we are working several healers at the same time. And like we were saying before, that we work with this specific organ and we remove whatever is there. At the same time, it may be another healer that when we remove there, something happens. When we remove that thing from the organ, something happens. And another healer may be working at the same time, helping with the very natural essence of that body, of that organ, working with the 4 elements, maybe, you know, maybe the fire it needs more fire. And maybe there is another of our healers that are really aligning with the intention, with the hara of that person, that for that organ to become again the original, going back to the original function. So there are a multiplicity of things happening every time that we do healing with someone. So if someone have cancer, of course, everything affects everything in the body. It's easy to talk about this and that, but everything is in unity. But we can focus on something very specific. We're going to focus in the respiratory system. It starts in the nose and the mouth, and goes down to the trachea, to the lungs, and in the lungs there is the alveoli and all this stuff, and we focus on all that, and we pay attention to that. We bring, while some healers will be in aligning with the intention of helping the system, so they are bringing this energy into alignment for the perfect function of the respiratory system. The others will be focusing into the specific things that we'll find there. And if there is cancer will be affecting all the levels of the field. So we'll be working with all the levels of the field. And like we were saying before, removing stuff that doesn't belong there, reinforcing the structure of the lungs to become healthy again. And this is what we do.
to add kind of like, this coherence into that, because in when there is disease and when there's a health challenge, it means that, the body is not functioning in cohesion. Cohesion from perspective means that there is like the energy goes like waves, and what coherence is that, when basically there is all the waves are kind of like going at the same direction. They might be different amplitude, but they are in movement, in kind of like unison movements with each other. When there is disease, it means that there's a conflict in the rhythm. There's a different vibration. The vibration might be colluding with other of these waves, and when we as healers, we work with somebody, our own field is in coherence, because that's how we start the healing. We ground ourselves, we open our chakras, we connect to our divine sacred intention, and we're connected with the universe and our own higher line. By something what we call harmonic induction, because of the strength of our energy field, automatically the client's energy field starts modulating and kind of like coming to our rhythm, following the same coherence than ours. And because of the integrity of the work that we do, all of our healers, all of the people who have done the same kind of education that us, it has been so, it's so important to have people who are with this higher integrity, sacred work.
I love that, what you were saying about that harmonic resonance. And I'm imagining that if you're a group of these healers in integrity holding harmonic resonance, that what can happen, like the transformation that can happen in the group and in the individuals. Could you talk?
But talking about the harmonic induction as well, it's in nature, there is a tendency always for everything that goes out of alignment and out of what we call the divine will. Like I said, there is a harmony for creation. When there are things that go out of that harmony or that divine intention if there is a force, if there is a group of healers like us, when we do the healing, that are bringing that harmonic induction there, what is out of balance will bring itself together to what we are presenting for that energy. So the energy really listens to the energy that is in alignment, and that is so it's easy for that energy that is out of balance to be in balance. It's a natural process that we, the healers, are just enhancing.
When you're working with a group of people, can you perceive people that have issues, like that there's people that have certain things, Manel?
Yes, and when we work in universal healing, when we work with the group of people, we have people from all over the world, and also the healers, we are in different places of the world. We meet together before the healing, and then we do the healing, and we connect with the group, with our intention. We connect with the group of people that they had the intention to be in the healing, so they have signed up for the healing. And we perceive, like I said before, that the resistance, sometimes it's very clear, or there is an illness here, or there is sometimes we have the tendency to work in general with the group, but sometimes there are also people that show up in a way during the healing that we may do a little work there. So there is a perception of that something is not right in that person or in that group or and we work with that.
That it's all about bringing everything into almost the natural rhythm of life, or the natural law of the universe, that everything comes back naturally into its balance. One can look at it as a holistic thing, but also as the individual, that our bodies are designed to heal, and that this energy healing supports that.
What happens is that we, in our fears and understandings or belief systems about life, we keep on a split in us. In people that are having trouble in life and all that, there is a moments of a split where I want this, or I want to be who I am, but also I'm so afraid at the same time of going for it, or because my past experiences, my traumas, whatever, and there is this split. It's depending on how, if we are open and open to change and open to be helped many times, is that to be helped by a spirit, by healers, by life in general, I would say. When we open up, we surrender, and that split that it's so strong in us, it kind of, then we surrender to the natural balance of bringing everything into balance again. But if we keep ourselves in that split, in that fear, in that trauma that is not being processed, it's when our system is not in alignment, and it's when distortions keep coming up in our life and in our body. Maybe
we live in a world where we have all these natural resources that our body is dependent on to live: air, water, food. And the energy field is the invisible, but perhaps one of the most important things that this healing work that you are doing, and we are doing with Universal Healing, is supporting. And it's almost like a health resource, like when you eat good food or drink good water, to have a clean energy field feels something that can affect your health fundamentally. Could you say something about that?
Absolutely. I
beautiful.
think that is so beautiful. That's so beautifully said. When it really breaks my heart that the general thinking is that I will have to get sick. Whereas my thinking is that, no, you don't have to get sick. You can thrive till you're 100, hopefully. But that it's like, health is mine. I can make healthy choices every single moment. Yes, I eat, I can eat good food. I can have conscious water. I can do exercises. I can, go out and walk in the forest. So it's like I can have that healthy health for myself. I don't need to take that paradigm out there that I need to get sick.
Drinking good water or eating healthy food, why not to drink health in receiving healings in here and there, to just allow and surrender, because there is always that conflict that we were talking before. Being human, being in this world, being with so much information, so many belief systems happening that are pulling you one side or the other, or how healthy and good it's to be just receiving healings that are bringing your system into alignment over and over every time that you're losing your alignment. And then what you are saying, Titta, that you can really have these moments of becoming yourself again and again, and that hopefully will stick with you, and you will become more and more who you are.
So energy and the energy field and energy healing is not a new thing anymore. There are people that are really world famous, Deepak Chopra, Joe Dispenza, that work and have done science and research into the energy field and what energy does and how it moves, and they've studied it. So there's, of course, many people are still skeptical out there. And I would say that, is this possibly because it's something that we don't see?
While you were speaking, it's like what came to my mind. This was like, we don't see our thoughts, but we still run around like mad chicken with them.
Yes.
Why do we believe in the thoughts but not in the energy? And when we know that energy is like you put your hands together and you can start feeling the energy field. You can start this electromagnetic field that there is around us. You can just like anybody can do that. People, it's like we are a field of energy that vibrates, that's alive, that changes all the time. That is just the fluctuation of beautiful different vibrations. Why would you not be open and curious rather than today what we know? In 5 years, they've proven that what we have so stone hardly we believed is not true anymore. So why not to be open and curious and make your own choice about things?
Maybe that's what you do as energy healers in universal healing, is that you hold people's hand to be able to show them and guide them to be able to see and perceive this.
Yeah, I agree with you, Titta, that to be open is to be open in life to new possibilities. It's a very different way of living than just being close with a very strict belief systems of what is real, what is not.
Yeah.
The truth is that in life, many times we may go into crisis as well, and moments that we feel that there is nothing, there is no help, and to be able to receive help in that moment is such a moment that may change your life forever in the way that you perceive life. When you are in a crisis and you feel that you are alone in life, and suddenly help comes, and help comes for you, it can come in many different ways. But I like to think that sometimes in universal healing we are always offering that help for anyone that needs help, anyone that wants help. And this world, how more and more I'm working with energy, more I see that it's a magical world, a world of energy where everything is possible.
If you're looking for a new way of creating health, there's so many things out there. You can hire a dietitian or a running coach, or you can go and do a detox. And it feels that there's many options out there, and energy healing is very effortless. It's about receiving and this new way of being through the field that we live in all the time.
And the pleasure of receiving energy healing to me is such a great pleasure, because it gives me the opportunity to surrender my having to do everything in life for a moment, and receive this divine energy that is coming to support me, to help me. And I love it. I just love it every time that I stop and receive energy healing for myself.
Help is here. You can start changing that. You can come back to your power, and you can come to the healings, and you can always try them and be open, and go for fabulous healthy living rather than imagining what kind of a doctor you would need next.
Yeah, the belief systems that we live in can affect what we are creating for our life, totally 100%. And if we believe that we're going to get older, we're going to get sick because it's natural, it's what it happens, and I'm going to have to take so many pills every day and all that. We are a huge family, the whole humankind, and not just humankind, also trees and everything that is alive. And I like the traditional cultures that they have very clear that most of the times that they are part of nature, and nature is part of them, and we are all together in this. So when we open up to work with what is not working anymore in our energy field, or in the energy field of different people and all that, we are actually bringing healing to the whole family that we are. And it's just beautiful. Yeah.
We've spoken at length about energy, how our energy medicine works, how we work with very specific organs, And now we're just going to let you know a little bit about the focused healings that we have coming up for the month of March.
We have, of course, the chakras coming up this weekend, which is really working with the energy in such a specific way.
Pineal gland is one of the most important glands of the endocrine system. It regulates many other glands, the function of many other glands in the body, and it have that beautiful quality. The other day I saw a video of a guy that was born without eyes, and he's a painter, so he has never seen anything, physically, but he sees everything through his pineal gland, because it have the same quality than the eyes, but also sees beyond the eyes. The eyes can see the physical, but the pineal gland can see beyond. When we see the energy, we are expanding or opening our pineal gland capacity to perceive the world as well, that it's more connected to the real reality of the world.
Absolutely, because it's because we have vibration.
Yeah.
And vibration is, it's like we don't perceive all the vibrations with our limited senses, because our senses create our reality, what we can perceive with our mind, but that's not the same as awareness, because it's like when we sense things that we don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the beauty of vibration and healing and consciousness. It goes beyond our understanding, even on a kind of like rational, mindful way. We are so surrounded by abundance everywhere around us. There is abundance, and we can have that abundance in our lives. It's the restricting thoughts that stop us from having that. We believe that we are not worthy, or it belongs to some, it's not for us, or that there's some kind of other fear that stops us from having the abundance. We are all entitled to that maximum level of abundance that we can create in our lives. We can create that. It's not only some people. We all can create that.
Great.
It is really our birthright to have abundance in our lives. And we have it. We just have to stop and start looking around us.
Manel, could you say something quickly about the musculoskeletal system?
I love the musculoskeletal system because it's hard to say, and because I love my body. My body having a close relationship with my body have helped me to have a spiritual experience in life, and it's because this body have helped me to search, to take me to places where I was having a longing to go and to do things there. And in moments of very difficult endeavors or moments, this body have respond in incredible ways. So the musculoskeletal, the bones and the movement of the muscles together, it's one of the best gifts that we can have in this life, to experience this physical reality. We love it. It's easy to break it, and it's easy to repair as well. And it shows so much how the natural way of life is to bring everything back in harmony. When we break a bone, that bone will heal.
We live in a world that is so stressful. We continuously keep running and having schedules and timetables and activating all the time our sympathetic nervous system. And we don't give it any time to rest, digest, take it easy. And that's really what the body needs. So the vagus nerve is really, really important in activating all that that parasympathetic nervous system, being in connection with what the body needs, how the body will need to come down and repair itself, and finding that ultimately that homeostasis and that balance, that physical balance that we so need in our body, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. So this healing will be participating in all those levels.
I love to let go of things that I don't need anymore. And it's so important for our body as well to let go of to have a healthy excretory system, so we don't keep toxins in the body. So we can let go of the toxins that are the subproduct of feeding ourselves, and that happens also in the emotional levels and the mental levels, that we can let go as well of the emotions that are not serving us, or the emotional conflicts, I would say, that are not serving us anymore, or the belief systems or thoughts that are actually not helping us. So the excretory system is just letting go of all the shit. It was like a lightning covering.
Okay, guys, that's it. You can